Okay, Gerard, we can go live now. Just give me a thumbs up when we're live.
We're live. Yes.
Right, okay. Let me see if I can work out. Where's my page going? Right, are we all ready? Welcome to the year that wasn't. So we're going to start off with the general knowledge round. And I'll read out the questions and I'll start the timer. Tonight we have a couple of videos, but there'll be no sound, just videos. Get them later on. Here we go. And round one. Somewhere. There we go. So, what month was the first UK lockdown announced by Her Majesty's government? Number 2, who went for a drive to test his eyesight? 3, name the scheme that ran throughout August to encourage people to enjoy meals in restaurants and cafes and pubs. According to Forbes, which entrepreneur became the first person in history to be worth 200 billion? And 5, which country sent an unmanned space probe to the moon? And let's see if we can start our 4-minute timer.
Jim,
Yeah,
will I know when to answer?
you have to answer. You've got 4 minutes. When the music stops, you should have your answer in.
I can't see the little put your answers in.
You have to take the chat facility.
The chat facility, okay.
It should say chat at the
Remember
bottom
to
of the
reply
page.
in private, Pat.
Sorry? John, shush. Can't do it in a minute. Right, more. Chat. Okay, fine.
You got it.
Pat, you
Just-
can on the bin.
Just send your answers to the answer man.
I've got to do it privately.
Yeah.
Giffnock Quiz Nights, best in the West.
Okay, people, that's your 4 minutes up. Please get your answers into the answer man. Thank you. And you'll get your answer, you get your scores after rounds 3, 5, 7, and 9. Catch up with your scores then. Am I the only person drinking coffee? Everybody else seems to have alcohol. The sooner we get this quiz back to the club so I can get a drink, the better. How are we doing, answer man? We've got a few in there.
Yeah, most.
Good. Good, good. Oh, I hope it's not too hard.
Waiting in table 6 and to stop talking.
It's table 6. David. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought is it Answers Man?
Yes.
Yeah, I did submit at 8:33.
All
Sorry.
right. Okay. I'll leave that between
Sorry,
you.
let me find
Answer man to sort out.
Surely a disqualification.
Too early for that.
Disqualify me all you want.
Have you found it?
Yes, I have.
Thank
Sorry.
No bother. I wouldn't have your job for anything, Answers Man, by the way.
You sure you don't want to change any?
No, oh, don't start that game again.
The joys of modern technology.
All good.
So us then. Right, okay. Right. Get this technology sorted out. Moving on.
We nearly had a full house of 5 out of 5.
Really? I'm disappointed. That's not what you're supposed to get. Right, here we
Right,
are.
some committee members.
The month was March. Who went for a drive for the 30th site was Dominic Cummings. Eat out to help out was the scheme. Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, is worth 200 billion. And the unmanned space probe was China. Everybody seems to have done pretty well there. Trust me, it's going to go downhill from right now. Okay, no, well done. Right, what are we doing here now? Right, we're going to move on to television. 5 questions on television, and here they come. Okay, number 1. Who replaced Sandy Toksvig as presenter on the Great British Bake Off? Number 2. What was the name of the TV show which saw celebrities perform while disguised as various animals? 3. In which TV show does Baby Yoda appear? 4. Who announced in September she would be stepping down as host after 24 years? And 5. Which channel did Taskmaster leave for Dave in 2020? So there's a few easy ones, maybe a 1 or 2 tricky ones there. And your timer
Giffnock Quiz Nights, best in the West.
Okay, if you can start getting your answers in, please, to the answer man. That would be great.
All done.
Everybody in? God, they're all quick tonight. Well done. Hear that, the questions are too easy.
I'd go with the latter.
Well, there's a few tricky ones. Right, moving on. Here are the answers. Okay, Sandy Tosvig was replaced by Matt Lucas. TV show was The Masked Singer. Baby Yoda was in The Mandalorian. Sue Barker is leaving Question of Sport. And Taskmaster is now on, I beg your pardon, it's on Channel 4. Now, moving on to the next round, which is on sport. And I'll be glad to know there's no tennis questions. People don't seem to know the tennis questions answers because they all are members of a tennis club. Not a
Hi,
good
Jim.
idea. Right,
Jim,
sport.
pardon me a second. The screen seems to be very fuzzy.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, same here.
Is that any better?
That's better.
All right, okay. I had it optimized for video, but I think that might be all right without that. Right, so are we okay then? We can see this again now, are we okay? Right, here we go. 5 sport questions, no tennis questions. You'll be glad to know. Here we go. Name either of the Hollywood celebrities who bought Wrexham Football Club. 2. In which month did Liverpool win the Premier League title? 3. Which sport star asked to be removed from the 2020 BBC Sports Personality of the Year award shortlist? 4. Whose shootout penalty did David Marshall crucially save to send Scotland to their first tournament since 1998 with a playoff win over Serbia? Which was the first major UK sport to return from its coronavirus shutdown on June the 1st? So there's your 5. Maybe there's only one tricky one there. You should be able to get the rest. And then after this round, we will show you your initial scores. And there's the timer.
It's still pretty blurry for me, Jim.
All I can do is stop the sharing and start it again. There's nothing else I can do really. Is anybody else having difficulty seeing the yellow? Right, I'll repeat the questions then. And what I'll do once we've moved on and seen the scores, we'll see how that goes on. So name either, hold on until I stop that. Right, so it's name either of the Hollywood celebrities who bought Wrexham? In which month did Liverpool win the Premier League title? 3. Which sports star asked to be removed from the 2020 BBC Sports Personality of the Year Awards shortlist? 4. Whose penalty did David Marshall crucially save to send Scotland to their first major tournament since 1998? And 5, which was the first major UK sport to return from its coronavirus shutdown on June the 1st? What I'll do, I'll jump back a slide and then come back again and see if that makes it any better. Is that any better, Derek? I don't know what to do. Is it not? I don't know.
No one else is bothered. It's fine. I mean, I
It
know
might
the
just-
answers.
Yeah, it might just be your computer. Nobody else seems to have complained yet. It might be all right once I move on to the next slide. All right, I better restart the music.
Night's Best in the West.
Okay, everybody, you should now be getting your answers into the answer man, please. Thank you. Okay, you should all be getting your answers into the answer man now, please.
Table 2.
We wait for table 2. Anne, have you got your answers in? Bum, 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 bum. So we're just waiting for table 2. Maybe they don't know that.
Just give them 0.
Well, you are the answer man. Right, come on, Anne, get your stuff in here.
No, but I need to see her or speak to her on Monday. So
All right, okay then. You better watch out then.
Why? That's a bit ominous.
You get your
got a
answers
committee
in.
meeting.
Yes, they came in. They came in. We were debating over number 5. There was lots of debate over that one.
All right.
Oh, good. You went wrong.
Right, can I move on to the answers now?
Yes.
Right, okay, you're it. And I'll let you put the scores up after this, okay? Right, let's move on. Bum, 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 bum. And the answers to sport. You could have had Ryan Reynolds or Rob McKennie for Wrexham FC. Liverpool won the title in June. Sports personality of the year, Tyson Fury wanted to be removed. This is a tricky one, I thought, but you know, if you're Scottish fan, you might have known it. Alexander Mitrovic missed his penalty, thankfully, and horse racing was the first sport to come back from lockdown. So I'm going to ask Derek to put the scores up when he's ready. Please take a note of your scores. All right, I need to make you a co-host, won't I? That's you.
You need to stop sharing your screen as well.
I
think I
have
can
I
do
got to
that.
stop? Have I got to stop first? Hold on.
It's all right. Everybody that put Ryan Reynolds, which is most of you, are due an extra point, but my spreadsheet's failed somehow.
All right. Well, you got 14 tables in there. There's only 11 teams.
Aye.
Anyway, how are we doing? It's all pretty close still. It's all pretty close still. Table 10, who's that? Elaine. Why is there no third team up there? How many tables have you got? 15.
We only need to worry about 11.
All right, it's up to 11, isn't it? Yeah. All right, table 8's in third place. Well, that's not bad. Who's that, Mike? Right, I think if everybody got their scores, we'll move on to the next round. Right, the next round, will be round 4, is in the news. And here we go. Number 1, what day and time were the 10 claps for the NHS? To in which city did George Floyd die after being subdued by police officers? 3, how many years in prison was Harvey Weinstein sentenced to? So you've got 17, 23 or 13. Number 4, which film won the best pictures at the Oscar? And 5, which private company became the first to launch a rocket into space? Only accepting the answer we have. You might think it's a different answer, but it's the only answer I'm taking is the one I have. And
Giffnock Quiz Nights, best in the West.
Okay, keep those answers coming in, please.
Just table 3, but I can't
Table
actually see
3,
him.
Alan.
Oh,
Here's Alan.
oh, all good.
All good. Right, let's move on then. Answers. Okay, the answers there. The 10 claps in AHS was a Thursday. George Floyd was Minneapolis. Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years. Not enough. The film that won Best Picture was Parasite, and the private company name I was looking for was SpaceX. Right, we're going to move on to round 5. Okay, there went a lot of blood. Answers there. As the George Clooney film was Up in the Air. And Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. Paul, Psycho, Training Day, Night and Day, Ants, The Defiant Ones, We Were Soldiers, and Horrible Bosses. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so we can put the scores up after round 5. Halfway through the quiz. So who's in the lead? Table 5, that's a Cromers. No. Table 8's in the lead. Who's table 8? Mike. And the Cromers. And table 10. Who's table 10? Elaine. No, you're in 3rd place. Shocker, really. Right, let's get back to the quiz. Right, moving on to round 6. And this is called Dearly Departed. We're looking for the names of 5 personalities that are sadly no longer with us. Number 1, Just a Minute and Sale of the Century presenter. Number 2, James Bond icon. Number 3, a police officer says to you, who do you think you are going at that speed? Number 4, the first pilot to break the sound barrier. And 5, a male French fashion designer, very famous fashion designer. And I'll start
Can I just say that table 11 are sharing their answers? I'm saying to the team that table 11 is sharing the answers.
All right. Oh, so they are. Yeah. Wondrous Maximus.
If only they've got something right.
Okay, if you haven't already seen the answers,
Giffnock Quiz Nights, best in the
get your
West.
answers in now. Now, at least it's not me that's made the first mistake. That makes a change. Okay, if you get your answers in, please. How are we doing, Derek, after that little gaff? Is everybody in?
No, 1, 4, and 5.
1, 4, and 5, please. So that's Gerard, Brian, and the Cromers. Please get your answers in.
All in.
All in. Right, here we go. Okay, so there, the just a minute sailor of the century was Nicholas Parsons. James Bond icon was, of course, Sean Connery, sadly missed. Who do you think you are going at that speed? Are you Stirling Moss? Maybe not one for the younger ones, but there you go. The first pilot to beat the sound barrier in the Bell X-1 was Chuck Yeager, and the male French designer was Pierre Cardin. Seen the scores, seen the halftime scores. So we'll move on to round number 7. So it's TV adverts. You've been pummeled with them all year. Some of the adverts are better than the programs. So there'll just be a description of them, and you have to tell me the company. Okay, number 1. Which advert shows a young girl keeping the pound coin from her dad's supermarket trolley? Number 2. Who is the assistant of Alexander Orlov? 3. Which advert showed a mum giving her son her car with all the coins in it for his birthday? 4. Which company advertised with a cute little blue robot? And 5. Who was singer Snoop Dogg helping out with the advertising?
Giffnock Quiz Nights, best in the West.
Okay, can we start getting our answers in, please? Thank you. Okay, everybody, can you start getting your answers in, please? Thank you.
All in, Jim.
Everybody's in. Excellent. Okay, here are the answers I have. Okay, the young girl with the pound coin was Nat West. The assistant of Alexander Orlov is Sergei the Meerkat. The advert where a mum gives her son the car was the McDonald's called The Gift. The company using the blue robot was O2, and Snoop Dogg was helping out Just Eat. Right, so that's round 7, and I'll stop sharing and we can get the scores up. See how we're doing. I think Mike was in the lead for the last one. Let's see if anyone's caught up. Table 8. Table 1. 5. Table 10. Oh, thanks. It's only 1 point in it. This is very exciting. Lots of teams in the 30s. So it's looking at, I've actually pitched this at the right level. Excellent. Okay, let's move back to even more excitement. I'm going to do another film quiz. Exactly the same again. Run it through the first time. Tell me the name of the film. Then I'll run it through a second time. And by the end of that clip, you have to have your answers in. Let me just change the settings here to make it a bit better than the last time. Right, let's try this one. Hope we enjoy the clip. Here we go. Natch, Donnie Darko, and Spaceballs. That was a few tricky ones in there. So let's move on to round 9. Round number 9. 2020, what a disaster. Let's move on to the questions. Number 1, which insect caused major problems in East Africa and parts of India and Asia? 2, which natural disaster affected Australia, killing 400 people? 3, what caused tourists to be stranded at the Canary Islands when all the flights were cancelled? 4, which weather-related disaster affected the UK most often in 2020? And 5, which country suffered over 30 hurricanes to sweep its coast in 2020? I'm sure they were all well documented on the TV. And the timer.
Best in the West.
Okay, that's the end of that round. Can you please get your answers in? Thank you.
All in.
Okay, here we go. Okay, the insect that caused the problem was a locust. Australia was affected by bushfires. And the tourists were trapped by sandstorms. And the weather-related disasters affecting the UK most was flooding, and 30 hurricanes swept the USA coast. Okay, we're going to, the next round, of course, is a Jeopardy round, so you need to know your scores before you move into that. So I'll stop sharing, and we can get the scores from the answer man. Make sure you take a note of your scores and other people's scores. It was quite close at the last one, only 1 point in it. Oh, we have a tie. Table's 8. Table 10. 8 and 10. That's looking good. Table 3 not far behind with table 6. Okay, 4 teams in contention for the prize tonight. Looking good. Lots of people in the 40s. Okay. Okay, as usual, the Jeopardy round comes in 5 parts. It's 3 points for a correct answer, -3 for an incorrect answer. If you leave an answer blank, then there's no penalty. I'll read the questions out 1 to 5, and I'll read them out again 1 to 5, then I'll put the timer on. So it previously happened on Hogmanay, and here we go. Which ex-Scottish team and Premier League manager was born on this day in 1941? 2. On New Year's Eve 1999, what did the US hand over complete control of to a Central American country? 3. In 1974, which bank holiday was granted to Scotland? 4. Which year saw the Velvet Revolution that split Czechoslovakia into 2 countries? And 5. Which Pacific island is always the first to celebrate New Year? Number 1. Which ex-Scottish team and Premier League manager was born on this day in 1941? 2. On New Year's Eve, 1999, what did the USA hand over complete control of to a Central American country? 3. In 1974, which bank holiday was granted to Scotland? 4. Which year saw the Velvet Revolution that split Czechoslovakia into 2 countries? Number 5. Which Pacific island is always first to celebrate the new year? And your timer is
Giffnock Quiz Nights, best in the West.
Okay, you should all be getting your answers into the answer man now, please. Thank you very much. It's all very tight at the top. 4 teams in with a wee chance of winning tonight's star prizes, whatever they will be. Oh, it's all very tense while we're waiting for the scores to come in. I might need to go and get a gin now. How are we doing, answer man? Everybody coming in?
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's quite exciting. It's 4 teams with a couple of points of each other. It's been quite good.
What 4 teams were they?
There's 4 teams only. That 5, 8, and 10 were quite close. Maybe someone
Interesting.
shot themselves in the foot. I don't know.
Yeah, they're all in.
They're all in. And have you got it computed?
I do.
Right. Okay, let's move along then. Here we go. And this was the first time in a couple of months I haven't actually shown the answers before you've handed them in. Here we go. Okay, the Scottish team manager was Alex Ferguson. USA handed over the Panama Canal. January the 2nd was granted in 1974. England, January the 1st was granted in 1871, and England in 1974. England didn't get January the 1st till 74. I don't know. Velvet Revolution was 1989, and the Pacific Island was Samoa. So I don't think too many folk would have taken a chance on number 5, but well, you never know. Let's
You would
see
have
the
thought, eh?
final scores. Did somebody take a chance on Samoa, did they?
Yeah, quite a few took a chance.
Right, just not in Samoa.
Yeah, 7 answers. None were Samoa.
Oh dear, that's unfortunate. But that's what the last round's all about, taking a chance. Table 6. Who's the winner then? Oh, we
Table
have a
6 and
tie.
table 11 with a tie.
Table 11 and a tie. I have a tiebreaker question. So who came in third?
Table 8 and table 10 joint, point behind.
Is that all? Just 2 points in it? Oh my goodness gracious me. Well, so it is, yeah. It's my colour blindness is on the green side. I can't hardly see the third people. Right.
You set that up, Jim.
So this question's only for table 6 and 11. The question is, how many staff and crew are on the Queen Mary 2? How many staff and crew
Okay,
are
the
on the
question,
Queen Mary 2?
the question is, how many staff and crew are on the Queen Mary 2?
That's just for table 6 and 11. So it looks like the two Davids. One accepting my answer. So can you get your...
Jim, can I just clarify, is it just staff and crew, not passengers?
No, just staff and crew. Okay, have we got answers in? Hopefully they're not the same answers. Have we got any answers in? Right, come along now. Get your answers in now, boys and girls. Don't do that, don't do that.
Table 6 and table 11 have both got answers in.
And I don't know what Noel's trying to do.
He's trying to claim victory.
Is he? But just remember the rule, the first rule, the quiz master's always right, Noel, okay? Right, what score, what, give me the name of the table and their answer.
Table 6 going for 2050.
2050. And table 11.